Hey everyone, we got Trials of Mana yesterday. I hope you saw me pull for Ninja Master Hawkeye and Angela. And today we are taking a look at Ninja Master Hawkeye. Now I am actually recording this Thursday, so yesterday for you guys. And it's almost 11 p.m. I have to work today, so I did not make it in time to prepare my Angela review. So that one is coming out tomorrow on Saturday. But rest assured, Angela is really good. Anyway, Hawkeye, let's start with him. He's my favorite character in Trials of Mana, and I'm kind of still sad that he isn't that good all around. In FFBE, that is. But yeah, let's get to it. So base form, Element Chainer, Brave Shift, Limit Burst Chainer. Awesome sprite though, really cool. Like it a lot. Sadly, I was not able to find animated versions of all of these sprites, so we'll have to deal with this. Anyway, the abilities in base form. Let's zoom in. As you can see, he does have quite a few elements he covers. Earth, water, fire and lightning, although as is apparent, the lightning one takes the cake. It's 108x at max stack. You have to stack this 5 times though, the other one's only 4 times for 96x. So when it comes to training, he isn't all that bad. Another upside is that he also imperils all enemies by 120 at the same time, which is good. I like it. Other than that, nothing too fancy though. Honestly, Shadow Slash is kind of a joke. 230 attack increase, nothing too special. The Fairy Walnut, 600 magic points, which is one of his actual abilities from Trials of Mana, so I guess that's the reason why this is in it. But yeah, nothing too fancy in the base form to talk about, honestly. Global exclusive buffs, EX plus 2, LB starting, or start at LB, full LB gauge at the start of the battle. I can't English anymore today. And 500 static attack when he's at EX plus 3. Now, one thing I'd like to note, that he is hard locked to daggers for his killers, right? So the base form is hard locked to daggers for the 200% beast killer. Same applies to the Brave Shift, we'll talk about that in a minute, for the Reaper killer. Other than that, 6x chain cap, which is good. Yeah, it has 50% passive evasion, which is super cool, especially for formats such as Cloud of Vision, yeah. Clash of Worlds, but yeah, you won't see use in Clash of Worlds most likely. Other than that, really solid stuff, I'd say. Especially when you consider that he has 300 beast killer innately, 200 here for the dagger, 100 and the additional. So yeah, good stuff, good stuff. I mean, nothing to really complain about. The only thing that you could complain about is the passive with only 100 equipment attack, meaning you have to kind of offset this via either 2 World Godlegs or 1 Kingdom of Hearts, no, Guardian of Light Riku's, exactly, that's the 100% true dual wield attack, but you're never going to use, or most likely not going to use, the base form for damage anyway. The limit burst in base form, 150 LB increase for himself only, 160x modifier, which is nothing these days, but the kicker here is the 25% dagger imperil. And technically Hawkeye was supposed to be available 6 months ago, so way before Ling. He would have been such a good complement to Lightning Fast Zidane for the dagger imperil. He was the one to make Zidane even better, but then came Ling, and Zidane was still super good. But yeah, please keep in mind that if you do not level his LB, the only thing you need to keep in mind is that you have a 99 LB crystal cost, and at level 40 it's 60 LB crystals. The Brave Shift, basically more of the same. He also now has access to Chaos Wave Awaken chains, which is rather cool, honestly. Of Fire and Dark, that is. But he also has the True Dark Rain, which is, technically speaking, his strongest attack at 200x in this form. The strongest chaining move, I should say. Other than that, remains the same. The True Weapon Smack is the upgraded ability. We already saw that being teased, and yeah, they didn't change the damage, which I find okay, but they increased the defense break. The JP server has only 87% defense break, Global gets the exclusive 90% defense break, but keep in mind this is 4 turns and the cooldown is 6 turns, so you do have at least 1 turn off time. But again, you could technically use Roka and reduce cooldown and have it up permanently, basically. Alright. Oh, yeah. I should probably also talk about the passives, so sorry for that. And as you can see, 200 Reaper Killer when wearing a dagger, and 100% Beast Killer innately, so that's pretty good, I'd say. But again, hard luck to daggers for the Reaper stuff, so keep that in mind. That also means that gearing him for true double hand is going to be quite an issue and probably not very feasible. I mean, he does have, it's the only thing that is actually locked, right? So you have 100% attack right here, but yeah, that's all about it. So you kind of need 300% attack from other sources. Phew, that's gonna be hard, right? 200%, sorry, excuse me. He also gains 100% attack from his Trustmaster, Super Trustmaster. You're always gonna wear his Trustmaster regardless for the 500 static attack. But still, somehow gaining 200% attack, that's going to be a lot to ask for when gearing for true double hand, because all 4 slots will be taken, all 4 materia slots will be taken for that true double hand cap and 6x cap. Trust me, I tried this, it's hard to pull off. And it's only really viable, well, maybe against beasts, because you're losing the Reaper Killer buff, so beast is the only thing that actually works. And you have to keep in mind, you only can use, technically speaking, Ifrit, so you had 225 beast and not 300, so it's probably not worth it, honestly. Alright, now the Limit Burst, it is a stacking LB, pretty much just like Zidane, and I'm kind of sad they didn't touch this. So it's still 280x at max stack after 2 hits, so the 3rd hit is going to be at 280x. He gains the 150 LB increase, which is still rather low. I much rather would have had this at 250 or even 300. I mean, Angela has a 300% LB damage buff. Why can't Hawkeye? I mean, yeah, he's got the Dagger in Peril, but they could have kept the Dagger in Peril in base, remove it from the Brave Shift, and give him 300 LB increase instead, or increase his LB stack to 350. And this would not have broken the game, because he's still a true dual wield unit and we are in a true double hand meta. So yeah, too bad. Now his Trustmaster and Super Trustmaster. Trustmaster are close, 50 attack, decent. 50% Demon Killer physical, great stuff already, because it's, I think it's the only one with Demon Killer, not sure though, but it's still, for attackers this is a good one. And he himself gains 500 static attack. So the Demon Killer I like personally. I might use this maybe for other units, but most of the time Demon Killers are, we do have Force Mysterian, we do have Crucifying no that's Demon Killer, right? So capping Demon Killer is like super easy already. And the materia is pretty much Sora's, Kingdom Hearts Sora's STMR, but for Hawkeye, it's 80 attack, 75% limit burst damage. Thief in the Night is the name, I remember that. And yeah, great stuff. There's nothing much to say about this, honestly. It's, if you missed out on Kingdom Hearts Sora's STMR, try and get Hawkeye somehow for that 1 copy of the STMR. It's really good. I use it all the time, Kingdom Hearts Sora's STMR, so yeah. The Vision card. This one was also upgraded for global. The JP version only has the 110 attack and only the attack stuff. We are getting magic too. And the reason most likely is Angela, because Angela also uses the same Vision card. Makes sense to give her the same stuff, so 110 attack magic base card is good. And I personally like the passives as well. It's 80% attack and magic unconditional, and Trials of Mana units also gain 50% LB damage, which I like. It's a good card. The only sad face thing about this is that it's only 110, but I guess what you're gaining instead, the 80% magic and attack, the 50% LB damage, I think it's a good trade-off. And it's also a great card for hybrid units in general. So the attack magic split is great. There's really not much to complain about here. It's a good card. The animation is super cute. So yeah, the good stuff. All right, and now let's get to the nitty-gritty. The damage calculations assumptions, nothing too surprising here. It's the same as it was last week and the weeks prior. Here is the gearing, the build for Hawkeye. As you can see, he's using double Zidane STMR. He has to basically. He's wearing his own Trustmaster, he's wearing his own Super Trustmaster. Those are the two Japanese names you can read on here. And I gave him Sephiroth's Vision card. Makes the most sense in this case. He caps on attack, he caps on true dual wield, he caps basically everything. So there's not much reason to go for something else, and Sephiroth's Vision card has more attack, so that boosts his damage all around. And yeah, one thing to note, and I highlighted this in red, this is based on JP Builder data, meaning we do miss the 500 static attack. The base attack and all that is still the same, so nothing changes. The final value is 9028 attack that we are looking at, and that I also capped him with. So here's the result. Well, he's at the bottom of the pecking order. He's below Zidane. Barely though, so the 500 static attack, they actually help, but yeah, 15 ability mod, it still makes a difference, right? Can't be helped, and this is a super old Zidane build, which is not using newer gears, so yeah, Zidane would probably be a little bit further ahead. So yeah, Hawkeye, sadly rather disappointing in terms of damage. So how does he fare in the meta? In Clash of Wills, he's our third source of 90% defense breaks. However, due to his damage being so far behind already, he will most likely not be considered at all. And in Dark Visions and Vision World, I feel like it's the same deal. His damage is completely useless these days. This particular Vision World though, because he has parameter boosts, he could be used for the final boss. And I still need to check his damage when I actually consider his parameter boost, because it's 200% on top of everything else. So that may give him the upper hand compared to other units, but we'll have to see. I don't think he's going to make the cut, sadly. And one of the issues that is causing this is that he has no innate amplifications. Like if he had a, say, 50% lightning amplification, I mean, lightning is already his best element, so why not give him a 50% lightning amp? I mean, Angela has a 50% fire amp, so why could Hawkeye not get a 50% lightning amplification? This would have made a huge difference. I mean, yeah, you technically would have to run Sakura for this, a Ramuh Sakura for the field effect too. But it'd be something at least, and he'd be pretty good if he had that 50% amp. But yeah, I mean, the damage calculations you saw, those were with on a water team, if I'm not totally mistaken. So water team is actually the best one to go right now, unless you have. Well, technically it's fire, because most of the units we have are super good for fire teams. But for physical DPS, it's basically a water team or bust, because 45% water amp from Nicole. Nicole also has the field effect for 25% additional imperil. You then have 135 water imperil from cafeteria. So it really does make a difference, and even then Hawkeye still is so much behind. But yeah, one thing I do like to note and do want to mention that you should beware, because stacking his LB and then stacking the elemental attacks will cause the LB stacks to reset. So I would suggest to not use his elemental stuff after stacking his LB, or you're gonna lose the LB. I tested this. I think it's a bug, but I'm not sure, but it's weird. It resets all his LB stacks immediately once you stack the chain moves. So keep that in mind. So should you pull? The short answer is no, unless you really need the STMR. So yeah, he still is disappointing in terms of damage, even with the 500 static attack from EX plus 3. In the grand scheme of things, weaker than Zidane, even if you count for a 90% break. And yeah, the only reason to pull is if you're a favorite like me, or like I am. The sprite is awesome, so those are two good reasons, but also the STMR. If you missed Sora's STMR back in the days, this is your second chance to get the same thing, basically. But if you're good on Sora STMRs, two or more are way more than enough in my opinion. I got 5 now, so I'm good. Better safe than sorry. And yeah, you can safely skip technically if you have 2 or more of his STMR, or Sora's STMR I should say. So yeah, that was the review of Ninja Master Hawkeye. Sad to say he is not good, but I still pulled for him. I still got him EX plus 3. I'm still happy about it, no regrets. He's my personal favorite. I really liked his depiction in the game, so yeah. Not sorry. I am actually happy that I got him to EX plus 3. I'm still pumped. I will maybe do a video on him. So yeah, what are my plans for the weekend? Let's see. Saturday, tomorrow, I will do the Angela review, obviously. I will also do my video, well, not sure if I can make it in time, but I'll do my best to do the top 5 units I regret pulling video. And on Sunday, I'll do my top 5 units I am happy having pulled video. So yeah. And sometime down the line, I do have plans to also do a few videos of Angela just completely demolishing some trials. So the videos on Saturday and Sunday, they might be postponed by one day. So the top 5 regrets videos might be on Sunday. The top 5 I'm happy about units might be on Monday. We'll see about this. I do have a lot of videos in the pipeline though, so rest assured you'll see more videos from me throughout the weekend up until and including Monday. But for now, that is it. Have a nice rest of the Friday morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you're from. See you all tomorrow for the Angela review. Bye bye.